Today, I'm going to show you the exact productized framework that I use to turn my AI automations into winning AI products that sell to every single business in the exact same way, which has allowed me to triple the revenue that my agency generates for every single client because of the massive advantage that AI products have over custom AI automations. And in this video, I'm going to break down with you guys how I'm doing this to actually sell winning AI products again and again and again so that I have consistent deliverables to our clients that are then very satisfied and returning month over month. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into this breakdown. So the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is what exactly are AI products. Now, these are previously built working systems that can be fine-tuned for each customer. Now, AI products don't have to just be automations, they don't just have to be agents, or they don't just have to be SaaS, they can actually be a combination of all three. And this is why I am actually building so much software on top of the agents that I'm building, because they're actually used for our AI agency offers as well. I'm gonna break that down much more in depth today. But basically what these workflows are already built workflows that are 75% finished for our end client, and all we have to do is iterate on top of them. And so as the agency owner, the massive advantage that gives us is that we can rapidly improve on these AI products, because if we're selling the same solution to multiple clients, the actual power of that product will evolve over time much faster because we're iterating on the same system for every single client. The next point here is that it's extremely high margins because the main cost that goes into building systems is the actual labor time that you need to actually build them out. But since we already have the code bases and all the blueprints, we're just forking those blueprints or cloning them and fine-tuning them for this new offer. And so in the sales and marketing side of things, guys, what AI products allows us to do as an agency is deliver the exact same sales pitch every single time. And that, again, allows you to skill up in the sales side of the game, because we have to do marketing, we have to do lead gen, we have to do service delivery. But if you have a consistent set of AI products, you're going to be able to evolve the way that you actually do your sales pitches. Now, the No Code Academy benefit, guys, is that I am consistently working on these AI automations, and when they become solid AI products, you guys have them readily accessible. So all you have to do is grab them, implement them, and turn them into a demo so you can start marketing them as well to your clients. Now, let's talk about the actual workflow for creating a product. And so in this example, guys, we're going to talk about creating an all-in-one social media tool plus a CRM for a specific business. And in this use case, guys, the specific business is going to be a marketing agency. And so what does a marketing agency need help with, or what are the most valuable things that we can do to help this business succeed? Well, we can save them time with uploading content to social media. We can help them understand their analytics by having an API call that grabs all of their social performance. We can have LinkedIn agents that do outreach messaging and connection requests. We have Instagram agents that can compile all of the leads that have liked and commented on their pages. And we have a Facebook Messenger that can close leads and store the PSIDs of all these clients. And so we have all of these different systems built. And so when we discover what the client actually needs help with, we can then think of all the different AI products that we have built to create this core solution. And so if you guys been subscribed to the YouTube channel, you know that I came out with a software project called Social Wolf. Now, Social Wolf was a B2C app idea that essentially allows users to upload content to all social platforms. But since we have the entire code base of Social Wolf for this custom build, we would just fork that project and build on top of it. And so that's where the customization layer will come from. We already have Social Wolf out of the box, but now we can add on top of that the LinkedIn agent, the Instagram agent, and that will create a custom experience for this marketing agency that we're selling to. And the beautiful thing about all of this is that we are also able to give exact delivery timeframes. And so let's go a little bit more into what can be defined as an AI product. So I explained Social Wolf, and on this channel, you guys will see the entire Social Wolf build and all the features that are associated to it. But we also built Clonify. And Clonify is a personal brand cloner that allows anyone to clone themselves and scale their own content from their digital clone. And so let's say this marketing agency also wanted their own personal clones. Well, we would fork both the Clonify and Social Wolf projects and put it into one app for them. If they wanted a CRM, then we can do that as well. AI products are not just limited from SaaS or automations, they could also be built-in tools. And so let's say this agency also is paying money to Canva, they're paying money to CapCut, they're paying money to Stripe, they're paying money to Zoom. There's all of these tools that we can actually now eliminate by building them in-house. And so an example of that is the social media auto messaging feature. People use something like ManyChat to automate their Instagram DMs, but that's $20 a month at the starting price. But with Social Wolf's code base, the social media auto messaging feature comes built in. And so these are many ways that you're able to sell these AI products, but the main three is you can use your AI products as a SaaS agent or an internal tool. So let's talk about the actual flow of how this gets developed for the user. So let's say we are going to go with this marketing agency build out where we're building an ultimate all-in-one social media tool plus a CRM. We would go to the code base of Social Wolf on Replit and we would fork that project. Once we fork the project, we now have this new development environment where we can add on top of it. And here's where we would add the already built out LinkedIn agent, the already built out Facebook agent, and the already built out Instagram agent. And this is what we would then deliver within our first week to our client. And so what can come out of the box in terms of what we're initially going to deliver is all the things that come in these already built products. And so what you're seeing in what comes out of the box is completely static, meaning if a client didn't want anything else, you can literally just copy the code base that you have and sell it to this client in the next 24 to 48 hours. Where things can take a little bit more time is the other AI products that you can add on top of this stack. And here I've included just a couple of examples. Now let's talk about the actual deliverability and the actual costs and the entire breakdown of how this actual business deal would go. So the first thing we would have to do is actually work in reverse, right? We'd have to figure out all of the costs, but since we've already built them in the past, we will also know what the costs are. And so assuming this is the project that we're building, the maintenance or the monthly cost will never exceed around $500 a month. And so we know that if we want to keep them as a retainer, we should be charging them something a little bit higher than that so we can have some profit in the monthly recurring revenue as well. But for the installation, guys, the offer will remain the exact same. And we're going to touch into this a little bit more on why this is important when you're scaling up your agency. But the fact that you can then create consistent and reliable offers does a couple of things for your clients in terms of their trust towards you. If this is a system that you guys already built, you can build in a guarantee and you can bake that right into your invoice and say, if this is not achieved in this time frame, then you will be refunded. And this is very different than the AI automation custom builds, which we'll talk about right after this little breakdown. So for me personally, guys, when I'm implementing this type of system, it'll take us about a week, whether it's myself or one of the developers on the team. But what the client needs to actually see is the deliverables or the actual tangible things that they can touch and feel. And so in this workflow, right, we're going to help them save time by allowing them to upload content everywhere. They're going to see all of the new leads that were generated from their LinkedIn agent, their Instagram agent, their Facebook agent. And they're also going to see the KPIs that they actually wanted to achieve or the key performance indicators. And so let's say the key performance indicator for this marketing agency was to book more calls and close more sales, then the LinkedIn outreach agent would be focusing on that KPI. The Facebook Messenger agent would be focused on that KPI, and so would the human in the loop on Instagram. And so before we move forward, I can then show you guys really quick on what I mean when I say this actual full stack deliverable for the client. So I built my own agent stack for my own business. And so when I'm explaining these workflows, I explain it from my own perspective on how I've fine-tuned these models to actually work on my behalf. And so the LinkedIn agent, for example, is running autonomously already, and the data from the agent is being stored in this database every single day. And so we can see it's only been about 3 weeks since running the agent, but it's already generated us 70 connections on LinkedIn. And so we're averaging 4 warm leads per day in the LinkedIn DM inbox just from this agent alone, and I have proof to show it. On top of that, there's a front-end dashboard that the client will actually be able to interact with. So these are the deliverables that I was referring to in this step here. So we now understand AI products a little bit. We're going to get way more deep into it, but let's just talk about why fundamentally, or how did this actually scale my AI agency? How do AI products help me scale versus AI custom solutions? So the first one, guys, is the consistent marketing campaigns that improve over time. So once again, I want to bring up the LinkedIn agent as this example, because what the LinkedIn agent is doing is sending personalized message requests on top of the connection requests that it's generating. And so after a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, you're going to be able to see how the agent has been performing, and that is going to allow you to consistently improve your content campaign over time. Same thing can happen with social media content. And this is why we have the all-in-one social tool from the Social Wolf Codebase, because if the user is also wanting to improve their content plan and their offers in their video content, then they can relate the views to the click-through rate or the conversion rate for whatever offer that they have. But if their offer is consistently changing, or if it's a custom solution like the AI automation solutions, then it's very hard to create a consistent marketing campaign that is scalable and reliable. Now, the next part here, guys, is the time to actually deliver these products, right? So if I'm already sitting on the code base of Social Wolf, I'm sitting on the blueprints of all of the agents, I'm able to then copy all of those and just build on top of it. Meaning I only have to do about 20% of the work to actually complete the task for the client. And that, in contrast to the custom AI solutions, is night and day, because the time of delivery for the custom AI solutions is actually more than 100%. Because when people want their custom solutions, they're going to continuously give you these new ideas and new implementations and new features that they want. And they're just never really going to be satisfied, especially when you're first starting out. These people can potentially take advantage of you as well. And so this leads me into another massive point here, guys, and that's guaranteed product delivery. Because not only are the products already finished, but the difficulty of actually integrating APIs and having the routes all working and all the database functions working, they're already done for you. And so you just need to fix what the agent or what the workflow does to satisfy the business that you're helping. So this point here, guys, AI product improvement is very similar to the consistent marketing campaigns, because if I were to sell this all-in-one social media and CRM system to multiple clients, then me as the agency owner, I'm going to be able to improve on this product so fast, because instead of having custom requests from all of these different clients, each request from a client will actually improve the same product. And so the next time you sell the all-in-one social media CRM system, you will actually have a better product than the first time you sold it. And that continuously, that just keeps going. And so if you're just a tinkerer and you ask a lot of questions and you want to build the best systems, then going all in on AI is absolutely a no-brainer, because you just got to keep working, keep asking questions, and the opportunities and the ideas, they spawn out of thin air. This point here, guys, is basically like the summary of the 2 points that I talked about with the AI improvement and the consistent marketing. Because as you market the same products over time, you're just going to get better at marketing in general. And that's also going to help you find the target demographic. And so in the next video on this channel, guys, I'm actually going to explain the AI agency model that I'm building and going all in on. And that's only working with content creator-led businesses, because the amount of help that we can provide for that specific type of business is game changing. And so when we do provide that service and we do help those clients out, they're going to stay with us for the long haul because of all the things that we're helping in their business. If we were selling local AI services, it would be a lot harder to actually help these businesses over time, because a lot of their business is just being conducted locally anyways, so they don't need the internet as much as the online content creator-led business. So that's the AI product side. Now let's talk about the custom AI automation side, because it's not all bad on this side. And when you're first starting out, chances are you're going to have to go down this route, because you're also up against a learning curve. And so what are custom AI automations? What they are bespoke solutions that are built from scratch. Now, the pros is that it's going to help you develop new ideas. It's going to help you build new concepts. And if you have the tinkerer mindset or the developer mindset or the pirate type of mindset that you need in 2025, then you're going to potentially be able to build solutions that no one else has seen, and then deliver that to the world and generate a whole new wave of clients that people genuinely can't compete with. But when you're first starting out, guys, you're really focusing on lead gen and sales and delivering stuff to your clients that they're going to be satisfied with. And that's why, again, I recommend coming and grabbing all the winning AI products. But let's talk about more of the cons that come with AI automation as a custom solution, because I went through it, guys, and it's very, very painful when, yeah, you make like a $4,000 or $5,000 sale, but then the client is just consistently giving you, unclear requirements. They're changing their scope. They're talking about different access permissions and all this other nonsense. And then there could be messy data. There could be some issues with compatibility. There could be some security issues. And these are all the things that are just non-guarantee as well, because you're also going to be building it from scratch. So potentially you're going to be able to deliver this thing to your clients and they're going to be absolutely shocked, and it's a custom one-of-one solution, but it's also not scalable, guys. So the massive advantage in creating custom AI solutions is having it in mind to evolve an AI automation into an AI product. And the way that an AI automation turns into an AI product is by having consistent and reliable outputs that you can then sell as the thing that the user wants. And so if someone were to come to me and say, I want more leads on LinkedIn, I already have a LinkedIn agent that will do that exact thing for them. And so I'm servicing the exact problem that they already have. If they were coming to me with an idea that I've never tackled before, there's honestly two offers that I give them. I either go extremely high ticket because I know I can still build it for them, or one of the developers can, but it's going to be an absolute nightmare, so we've got to be paid accordingly. Or we tell them to join the academy and just learn to build it themselves. Because it's just, as it stands right now for me, it's just not worth it for me to continue to build custom AI automations versus the AI products. But before we move on, I want to talk about what I'm actually spending my time on the most. Because one side of this is guaranteed sales. The other side of this is actually evolving your learning and understanding and how you actually can get ahead. So when you're trying to come up with new ideas or you're trying to learn, you have to build custom AI automations because that is how you learn. And so we're kind of looking at two sides of the same coin, because AI products are basically your automated automations, meaning your winning automations, the things that don't really have to change clients to clients. Versus your custom AI automations are the new ideas that you have, the new things that you think clients could be interested in, but you're not actually building these custom solutions for anybody. So when I build custom AI automations now, I build it for my YouTube channel because that's going to help me understand whether or not this thing's actually valuable. And if it is, then I can continue to tinker on it and find a solution or an endpoint or an output that a client would be interested in. And then that can turn into an AI product. And so I hope that cleared it up, the difference between the custom AI automations and the AI products that are kind of static and copy and paste for every client. Keep it going though, guys, because now I want to talk about the marketing difference between AI solutions and winning AI products. So let's go down the custom AI solutions first. So the tough thing about the custom AI solutions is that your lead gen is going to be inconsistent, but the positive is that your novel ideas could go extra viral. Like you'll see on Twitter every now and then someone out of the blue just like, I created an app that watches me play basketball and tells me my stats. Right? That's a custom SaaS solution, but it's not actually built for anyone. It just built to go viral so that people can see that that person has a good understanding of how to create content and how to create agents, and they'll be interested in potentially buying a custom solution off of you. But the problem with that is that you can't just wake up the next day and decide to make the exact same type of video or a very similar type of video. And so the lead gen is inconsistent, even if you're reaching out on email, because you're going to have to get the user to tell you exactly what they want, right? Versus like, if I knew exactly what you wanted, like exactly, and I went, here it is, chances are you'll probably want it. Or better yet, if you didn't even know what you wanted and I showed you it and now you don't want it, you need it, then it's going to be a no-brainer sale. And so that's why the sales of AI custom solutions is quite difficult. Now let's get into the sales pitch and even the offer of the pricing, because this is completely unstructured and it's kind of on the fly and you got to play it by ear. You got to listen to, the size of their business, the scope of the project, the time that it's going to take you, the different API costs, and all these different variables that you need to consider. And so how can you create a scalable agency is if your sales pitches are unstructured and you don't have a set product list. And if you don't have a structured sales pitch, how do you expect to be closing at a high rate? And so compared to our AI product sales calls, I've seen this as an absolute jaw dropper here because, bro, our sales rate for AI products versus custom AI solutions is like 4-to-1. Like we're closing like 90% of our sales calls for AI products, and we're only closing like 20% of our custom AI solutions. Now, going from a lead to a sale takes so much longer, and that means you're going to be working on things that don't directly impact the growth of your business. See, the main things, they're the main levers that you should be pulling as the operator is focusing on the high leverage things that you can outsource. So once you get a sale, have another developer, service the sale. When you get on a sales call, you should know exactly what to offer, know exactly what to say, so it closes faster, so you're not wasting time, versus like trying to figure out the exact solution with the client. Like someone joined the academy the other day, and he was telling me that he went on 4 sales calls before closing the deal. And he actually didn't end up closing the deal. I had to hop on that 5th sales call to help him close. And that was my exact point, because he was selling a custom AI solution, and he was definitely talented enough to just offer an AI product that would be the same type of result for the client, but it's going to save him a whole lot more time in actually developing it and delivering it. And so now that he understands that, his sales game has absolutely changed. And so our goal for him this month is to put in his first, $20,000 month. And again, this is why it's harder for you to scale if you're doing custom AI, because even if, let's say, you go through this entire flow and you're able to build it and create a high ticket sale and get away with some good margins, how are you able to generate a referral? Because if the product is custom, then the next person that comes in from this referral, even if it happens, is probably going to be custom again. And so you're going to have to then go through this entire process of building a custom AI solution when in reality, you could have just sold the same AI product to both of those clients. So now let's talk about the AI productized sales method and how you can actually do this properly. So the best systems guys also tend to sell themselves. And so the main thing that I preach to the academy when people first join is that you need to build these tools to actually serve you first and use that service as proof. See, if I reached out to you and I go, hey, I know you want leads, but I don't have proof to show you, but I know I can build it for you, versus, hey, I know you want leads for this specific social platform, and this is an agent that is working for me right now, and these are the results. Would you like that exact same agent for your business? That latter option is so much better. And so when they see that system working for me, the system basically sells themselves because they're going to want it as well. And like, we have a video coming out in a couple of days, but we basically broke Instagram ads. And so now people are getting like cost per clicks at like 50 cents. And for like high ticket sales. And so like when we make a video from that, anyone that's running ads will be like, bro, you should try this method because it's already working. So if you're running ads, just copy the thing that I'm using for myself, and I'm using that as proof. So I hope that's starting to click for you guys. And this is also why I'm building all of these different softwares. Yeah, it's really fun to build the softwares for you guys and show you guys all the different stuff, but I also use it for my agency. And I think this is what's going over all of the people's heads that are just building with N8N, because you can build a lot of the tools just using no code, and then you can connect the agents to that base. And so before you know it, you have an agent stack plus a software stack for your clients, and they're scalable and they're repeatable. And so that is why the best systems tend to sell themselves, and that's why you should build them out as proof, and that's why it's all available for you in the academy. Now, the next one is your sales pitch, your offer, your reach out, your objection handling, and your skill development overall. So once again, let's say this was the only offer that I ever want to sell. I only sell this all-in-one social media tool with a built-in CRM with built-in agents. Let's just say I don't sell anything else for the next 12 months. Well, this flow is going to be so dialed in after the 12 months that essentially it'll be hard to compete with, because my sales pitch, my outreach method, my offer, my objection handling, and all of those skills that I have to develop will be fine-tuned for this one specific offer. And so it'll get better and better and better over time versus this sales pitch that is just going to be completely random. Now, if you want to develop your sales skills and want to see like what it's like to randomly come up with offers and see how they hit, I definitely do still recommend the unstructured path. But if we're talking about scaling, guys, like you need to have like some fundamental like outlines of price points. And we have all of that in the academy as well. Now, next, guys, is your close rate is much, much higher. You're getting satisfied customers, you're showing a working demo, and your satisfied clients are also going to have working demos as well. And so they're going to be able to easily see the exact thing that they're going to get, again, versus custom AI automations where they're never going to be able to see what they're going to get because it's brand new, fucking built from scratch. And so the last point here in the difference between selling AI products versus AI custom solutions is that the flow from lead gen, sale to delivery is just lightning fast compared to the custom solution. And this goes back to the 80% done rule, right? So if we're grabbing the Social Wolf code base and then the clonifying code base and the agent's blueprints, we're already 80% of the way there. And all we would have to do is just, add those custom requirements that the user wants and then deliver. And that leads us to easy referrals, especially since my agency model is going for content creator-led businesses. Because one content creator-led business like myself is already using this and it's already scaling me. And so if I then show this to any content creator-led business in fitness and health and, in advice and coaching and whatever, in e-commerce, they're going to definitely refer to other people because it works. And that's all that people are looking for right now. So guys, a little treat to finish off. We're going to go and actually reverse engineer how I'd actually deliver this. So I closed the deal. Now what, right? The example, I sold the social media CRM system to two employees at a marketing agency. What do they specifically want after the call? They want a system that helps them produce content to all social platforms, and they want agents that help manage their lead gen and a CRM that showcases their lead pipeline. So what are the things that I'll show them, right? I'm actually going to send them YouTube videos. So let me pull those up. So here's my YouTube channel, right? And in this video, I break down how Social Wolf is built. And basically what it does is it just shows how a user would actually go about using Social Wolf. So I would say this is the tool that we would integrate into your platform for the social media side. Then I would send them a video where I built out a CRM. I say this is also going to be built out. Then I'm going to send them the LinkedIn agent, which is here. All right, send them that LinkedIn agent build, send them the Instagram agent build, send them the Facebook agent build, and then they'll have a better understanding of how things go forward. So now that they understand what's going to happen, let's talk about internally as the business owner, how I would go about this. And I would break it down step by step in defining what the deliverables are. And so here we know what the deliverables are. It's Social Wolf app cloned and then using that forked code base to add on AI agents. And so the first step would be grabbing the code base, grabbing the API that runs it, which is the Airshare API, and then building out that front end. Once that front end is built out, it should take about 48 hours to show the user and deliver it, meaning they can start posting and creating content using this engine to all social platforms. And while that's happening, we will then start integrating their LinkedIn agent and customize it for their offers. And so we would set up the results of this agent to store in the Replit page that is also used to post all of their content. And so again, this would be like the page for all of their agents, and then there would be a separate page where they can upload all of their content. So that would be another 48 hours. Then the last 48 hours would be the third and final agent, which would be the setting up of the Instagram lead scraper, showing the results weekly to the clients on the front end. And so that Instagram lead scraper is similar to this Instagram warm lead agent. And so if we open that page here, this is how it's kind of like set up for me, where we scrape leads from people that have liked my Instagram reels, and then we have a human in the loop to send out messages. And so since we have all of these demos shown and we have the deliverable time frame, while everything goes to plan and there's no random errors that cause the production or the delivery to go haywire, then all is good. And what that means, the end result is a client that has been delivered a working system that will scale alongside their business. And this is a very important point, because if I were to sell this system to a local retail business, they will not work with me long term, because they don't need to. They don't need to use the internet as much as a internet ran business. And so if I was selling to that local business, I would have a completely different set of finalized AI products that they would be using. But even in that use case, they're not going to be able to scale as much alongside us as a content creator-led business, because their sales will be directly correlated to the thing that we deliver. Because instead of them uploading on Instagram every day, they can now upload to all platforms every day in the same amount of time. Instead of just getting their leads from ads, they're going to get their leads from Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Instead of paying for these other tools like Zoom, Canva, and CapCut, we can have all of those internally as well. And so we're able to just really show people like an end-to-end solution that really helps their business and shows that we're actually like trying to take care of them. Okay, cool. So let's say I did all that. Let's say, the agency's cooking and I'm stressed out now because my time is being taken up, even though I'm running the AI product side of things. How do I scale even further? And this is where task delegation and actually using leverage to your advantage becomes massive. And so this is what I'm starting to deploy as I want to hit my first 6-figure month. And so we have to get into delegating tasks into automation developers, top of funnel sales guys, cold lead gen guys, etc. So that when you do create this type of sale, closing the deal, potentially in these deliverables, you can actually hand them off to different people. You can have a person once a week that hops on the sales call with the team to check on how the client's doing. You can have another person top of funnel to actually close these deals, make a good commission. Maybe they're really good at that portion of the game. And then you can have another person that actually builds out different portions of the app. And so in here, we can have 2 different developers. We can have one developer for the SaaS side of things, and then we can have one developer for the agent side of things. And then I can oversee it and I'll just deliver it once everything's done to make sure all is good. And in that way, you as the owner or the operator, you can really just focus on the most high leverage thing, which is lead gen and sales, and try and hit that 50, 60K month and try and compete with the boy. Let's see what happens. But all in all, guys, that is the difference between the AI product solutions and the custom AI solutions, and how by just pivoting this one small change from selling custom to selling static has completely changed the game for my agency. And I'm excited to see how the Academy also goes about selling this, because we're sitting on like 5 to 6 winning products that basically anybody can sell at scale. And I see that lasting for another 6 to 8 months until we have to come up with new products. So yeah, guys, absolute honor to break down this video for you guys. And yeah, see you on the next one.